Right, we turn now to an investigation by our reporter Tristram Clayton, a story about a scam that appears to be highly effective in getting people to pay for something they haven't actually received. The Commerce Commission calls it Proforma invoicing. It's the illegal practice of billing companies for a service, or in this case a magazine advertisement they didn't order and which never actually circulated. The fake ad scam has been around in different guises for years now, but in recent times it has grown in both size and sophistication. Campbell has been investigating the practice, and we now believe that a group of scammers could be ripping off businesses to the tune of over $1 million a year. This is Tristram Clayton's investigation.
This isn't small. This isn't a few $1,000s. This is potentially $1 million that's been taken off businesses. And it's continuing. It's not stopping because nobody's stopped them yet.
Sandy Odlum runs the tea rooms in Rangiriri, North Waikato. She's only 50 metres off State Highway 1, but struggles to attract people into her shop. So advertising in a magazine for schools seemed a good idea.
The lady explained to me what it was about, that it went into schools, given out to a certain age group, that the kids could take home, and that they also supported the Cancer Society. So I thought that was a neat thing to do, get my business out there in front of lots of parents, hopefully improve our turnover.
When she was rung about her ad a short time later, she was happy to oblige.
It was the same sort of thing. It was the, this is, remember the magazine going into schools? But it was simply about approving the ad. So I had no reason to believe at that point it was anyone different.
But it was completely different. The first call had come from the long-running and completely legitimate Child's Safety Handbook. Circulation, 73,000. The second call and subsequent invoice had come from the Kids Safety Review. Circulation, 0.
To spend money on something that nobody sees, and that's our advertising budget gone, that's, I think that speaks for itself, what that does to us. It certainly hasn't brought anybody in because nobody's seen it.
That's because this magazine, the Kids Safety Review, doesn't actually exist. The few dozen copies that have been printed, like this one, are simply to reassure customers who've become suspicious about where their advertising money is going. Graham Dwight is a plumber in Ohiniwai, just down the road from Sandy. She warned him he too could be wasting his money on non-existent ads. How much money do you think you've paid so far?
Oh, a couple grand for an advertising, especially when they're $400 and $500 an ad.
Graham decided to join Campbell Live in tracking down the people behind the Kids Safety Review.
Good afternoon, Kids Safety Review.
Hi, is that Dan?
Yes, speaking.
Yeah, Graham Dwight from Ohiniwai Farm Services.
Hi mate, how's it going?
Good mate, good. Hey, we're wanting to pay that bill of yours. Now we've got the magazine and we've seen what the ad looks like and all that. But we'd like to pay it in cash because we're sort of a bit, tight on money. Is there any chance of catching up with you next time up in Auckland?
Yeah, definitely. When do you think you'll be up in Auckland then?
Oh, I could be up there tomorrow.
The next day, in he goes with our hidden camera.
How's it
How you going, mate?
Good, thanks.
Right.
Come up. Do you do a bit of work up in Auckland?
Yeah, we do a bit, eh?
It's nice and cool up here.
Yeah.
I printed that out for you just to say it's paid and that.
Yeah, yep. So where's the magazine exactly go?
It goes out to all the primary schools throughout the country.
What, all of them?
Yeah.
So what, they all get?
No, basically once it's printed, we send one book out to every school with the order form.
Yeah.
And each school can order up to 200 copies maximum.
So they have to pay to get
No,
that?
that's free of charge. We send it out.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
so the school, so if Ohiniwai school, like my local school,
Yeah.
if they don't,
If they don't order it, then they don't get it.
so sort of waste of my
And to
money.
be honest with you, 1 in 4 to 1 in 5 schools only end up ordering it because they already have their own resources in place.
So I could be wasting my money if the school doesn't order it, eh?
That is the thing, you do run that risk.
And is it annually or?
No, it comes out quarterly, so we distribute it 4 times a year.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh, okay. Because
and each issue's 10,000, so 40,000 a year go out. So
yeah.
40,000 a year.
And,
Comes out quarterly. It all sounds so good.
The local school doesn't order it.
The problem is we've spoken to dozens of schools. None recall either seeing it or ordering
the whole
it.
company does other mags.
So you're not the owner of the company?
No, I'm just the office manager here.
So where's the head office of the company?
I couldn't say. I'm based at this office, so.
Have you got the head office's phone number?
Well, the editor's actually down in Wellington at the moment, the boss,
Yeah.
Mark Carter.
Mark
So
Carter,
he's back on
okay.
Monday, so
And you don't know his mobile number?
don't know that, no, not off the top of my head.
You haven't got it here
He's
anywhere?
hardly ever here, so, yeah.
The next day, we returned to the company to check up on some of those more unusual answers.
Good afternoon, Kids Safety Review.
Oh, yeah, hi. Is that Dan?
Yeah, speaking.
Yeah, hi. It's Tristram here from TV3's Campbell Live programme. I've just had a couple of calls from some of the businesses that advertise in your magazine, the Kids Safety Review. I'm actually just downstairs in your Anzac Street address. I was wondering if I could pop up and ask you a couple of questions about the magazine.
Okay, yeah, now's not a good time. I've actually got someone with me. So.
Okay, well, I'll just wait down here if you like. When are you going to be free?
Maybe this afternoon. You'd have
Needless to say, he never rang back, and none of our follow-up calls were ever answered. But questions remain, like why is every article in the magazine a direct copy from the internet? Look at this one that begins, road rage is a term that is believed to have originated in the US. The entire article is a direct copy from one found on the British AA's website, dated 1995. Road rage is a term that is believed to have originated in the United States. And why are the ads in Kids Safety so strikingly similar to the ads in the legitimate Child Safety Handbook?
It wouldn't take long to cut and paste all our ads out of our book, send off faxes, and then chase them up with, threatening phone calls. And yes, we have had people very upset that we've hounded them for payment, and it's not us.
Fran Barnett is the editor of the legitimate Child Safety Handbook. She believes her advertising revenue is being stolen. Her company is struggling, and she's worried her 8 employees will lose their jobs. She's also been forced to cut the amount of money the company gives the Child Cancer Foundation, from over $30,000 a year to around $20,000.
People think they're genuinely paying an invoice from our company, and then we send them a legitimate invoice, and they say, well, we've already paid. And you can understand how frustrated they must be.
120 businesses feature in the Kids Safety Review. We called every one of them. Almost all of them told us they had paid for the fake ads, in many cases for multiple editions. This trust in Rotorua told us they'd paid more than $5,000 over 5 years. Big companies like McDonald's and Cadbury are among the advertisers. Even Consumer New Zealand was sucked in.
We later found out that it was a Proforma invoice, and so we complained to the Commerce Commission, so we actually got caught out ourselves.
To make matters worse, the fake magazine scam is much larger than a single magazine. Campbell Live has collected invoices from over a dozen companies for 10 different magazines. At first glance, they all appear to be from different magazines, but on closer inspection, links appear. As Graham discovered, Kids Safety has the same GST number as Safety Today, despite having different addresses and phone numbers. Then there's Child Health and Transport Yearbook, which have the same bank account but different contact details. Safer Children has the same bank account as Family Health, but different company names for cheques to be written out to. So what started as 10 different magazines now all appear to be owned by a very small group of fake publishers. And a $100,000 scam has become a $1 million one.
We got a phone call from a gentleman who was concerned that we were being scammed, as he realised he had been. So he sent us an email along with a list that we got from the consumer website, and we went back and just had a look at a few of our things and realised that, yeah, we'd done a lot of them.
Tracy Thompson works at a taxi firm. She reckons they've paid more than $1,000 in fake invoices.
Put them all out over the floor and sat there with a highlighter and matched bits and pieces up from all of them.
And what was being matched up?
I had GST numbers, bank accounts, phone numbers, names.
So, and they're for a whole bunch of different magazines though?
Correct, yeah, a whole bunch of different magazines.
How many?
I'd probably say 15 odd, yeah.
So next time the scammers rang demanding money, Tracy was ready.
1 minute, please. Hi,
Hi there, Tracy. We're just chasing up the overdue account there for Hub Taxis for an advert that was done back in November 2011.
Sorry, what was your name?
My name is Jack Simpson.
Jack Simpson. Okay. Are you able to tell me your physical address, please?
Sorry?
Your physical address?
Yes, certainly. 24 Manor Street, Wellington.
24 Manor Street, Wellington. Right, I'll explain what the situation is. We've been taken for a scam, and we've been in touch with the police.
How can we be a scam if we print the magazines and distribute the magazines and have signed authorities to go to print? How can we be a scam?
Are you going to tell me that you have a signed authority, or are you going to give me a purchase order number?
No, we have a signed authority from Mr. Jemison.
And this is what that signed authority looks like. Mike. Strange signature and bizarrely in almost identical writing to the invoice.
I do a good job. I put my magazine out. I do everything above board. If there's other people out there who would like to know about it.
Yeah. So what did you say your physical address was?
Manor Street.
Yeah, what number?
31 Manor Street.
Hang on a second, what was that address again?
24 Manor Street, Wellington.
So what did you say your physical address was?
Manor Street.
Yeah, what number?
31 Manor Street.
At this point, Tracy's astute line of questioning sees the caller's mask slip.
So why are you paying Mickey Mouse? Why are you mucking around with all these stupid questions?
Well, I'd like to know who Paul Waters is.
Mike Jemison, he's one who authorised the bloody adverts, okay? He's one who signed them off. We put the bloody adverts in the magazine. We just want pay. We'll be mucked around by a Mickey Mouse little outfit like yourself.
Time to visit those addresses.
So here we are at 24 Manor Street. Now, as you can see, this is the Department of Conservation. So there seems to be some problem with this particular address. Now, if we cross the road to here, this is number 31 Manor Street. As you can see, this one is an empty clothes business. Can you confirm that this magazine, Kids Safety Review, is a scam?
I believe it is, yes.
How many of these magazines are there?
The reason that I'm reluctant to mention each magazine is that if people see a list of magazines, they'll go and check it. If it's not on that list, they will assume that it's legit. So I don't want that to happen.
Greg Allen says his team are currently investigating all the magazines we'd collected. He isn't ruling out taking the scammers to court.
I believe in some cases these are probably offences where terms of imprisonment would be acceptable.
Tristram Clayton reporting. We would really like to hear from you if you recognise the office manager in Tristram's story who says he is Dan Clark, or if you have paid to advertise in the Kids Safety Review. We'd also like to hear from Mark Carter or anyone who is Dan Clark's boss. Our email address is campbelllive@tv3.co.nz.